Hello. This video is a demonstration of a pattern that I use in my newest shawl design, the Flying at Night shawl. It is the combination of Tunisian Simple Stitch and the Tunisian Twisted Up Stitch. So for this demonstration, I've just created a small swatch, just nice little base of Tunisian purl stitches and then Tunisian Simple Stitch by itself. Typically, when doing this pattern, you want to have an even number of stitches. In the shawl pattern, of course, you're doing increases, and so it just depends on the row. But in any case, whenever you make this pattern, it's ideal to have an even number of stitches so that you have pairs of the Tunisian Simple Stitch and the Tunisian Twisted Up Stitch. And as you go through the pattern, you are going to always insert a Tunisian Simple Stitch into a Tunisian Simple Stitch and a Tunisian Twisted Up Stitch into a Tunisian Twisted Up Stitch, if that makes sense. So I'll go through the basic pattern. The first stitch that we do is the Tunisian Simple Stitch. So insert yarn, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. And then the Tunisian Twisted Up Stitch. So what I typically do is I will insert the hook in under the front vertical bar as if a Tunisian Simple Stitch, and I sort of tug at it a little bit to make more room. Then I'll take the hook back out and I'll hook it around from the left, pull it through, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And you can see that the simple stitch and the twisted up stitch, they sort of go together in a V configuration. It's actually a really nice pattern that I've enjoyed putting in other projects as well. So to repeat that, do the Tunisian simple stitch, insert the hook behind the front vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then the twisted up stitch. So first I insert the hook as if to make the Tunisian simple stitch. I sort of tug at it a little bit to create room so that it's easy for me to go from the left side and hook that yarn with the hook from the left side, and then twist up, pull loop through. And now you can see there are two V's there. All right, I'll continue on down the row. So Tunisian simple stitch, and then the twisted up stitch. A little bit more effort than the Tunisian simple stitch for sure, but I think the results are definitely worth it. Tunisian simple stitch, twisted up stitch. It's called the twisted up stitch because you're actually twisting the hook up. There's another version where you twist the hook down. I haven't incorporated that into any of my patterns yet, but one day. So Tunisian simple stitch, and then the twisted up stitch, and then when you get to the end stitch, just working that as normal. Grab those two loops on the side, yarn over, pull through a stitch. Alright, then regular return pass for this pattern. So yarn over, pull through one loop, and then yarn over, pull through two, and repeat the yarn over, pull through two until the end. I'm just going to get back to the beginning of the row so that you can see how we continue on the same pattern. The Tunisian simple stitch followed by the Tunisian twisted up stitch, the same being worked into the same. So we're back at the beginning. You can see the V's from the previous row. All right, so first in the pattern is the Tunisian simple stitch, And then next we'll do the twisted up stitch. Looking through that way. Tunisian simple stitch. Twisted up stitch. Continue on down the pattern, alternating stitches. It really is helpful to make that extra space in the previous stitch. That's how I like to do it, at least. And then Tunisian simple stitch, twisted up stitch, and then we're going to do the end stitch, so grabbing those two on the edge, pulling loop through, okay, and now there you go. That is a demonstration of the Tunisian simple stitch paired with the Tunisian twisted up stitch. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Please feel free to subscribe. I'll be creating more videos to help with Tunisian crochet in particular, and I hope that you found this helpful. All right.